The night was cold, the sky was pitch black, and the wind howled through the barren trees. Ali, a humble villager, was making his way back home with his old donkey, carrying firewood from the dense forest. The road was rugged, winding through the valley that many in the village feared. They spoke of strange occurrences, whispers in the wind, distant screams, and most chillingly, the sight of a red-haired woman watching from the shadows. Ali had always dismissed these tales as superstition, but that night he would learn the terrifying truth. As he trudged forward, the donkey suddenly halted, its ears perked, its body trembling. Ali frowned and patted its neck, urging it forward, but the animal refused to move. Then he saw her. A figure sat upon a large rock in the middle of the valley. The moon barely illuminated her form, but her long red hair shimmered in the dim light. She was still, eerily still, as if she were carved from stone. A chill ran down Ali's spine. He gripped the handle of his axe tighter. "Who's there?" he called out, his voice unsteady. No answer. The woman simply turned her head toward him, slowly, unnaturally. As her face came into view, Ali felt his breath catch in his throat. She had no eyes, just hollow dark sockets where they should have been. A sharp, high-pitched laugh filled the air. It was unnatural, almost inhuman. The woman rose to her feet, her movements slow yet deliberate. The donkey let out a terrified bray, pulling at its reins, trying to flee. Ali stumbled backward as the woman began to move toward him, her bare feet not making a sound on the rocky ground. He muttered prayers under his breath, clutching his axe like a lifeline. Then she spoke, a whisper, soft yet chilling, echoing through the valley. "Don't leave. Stay with me." Ali's heart pounded. He turned and ran, pulling the donkey along. But the laughter grew louder, surrounding him, as if coming from every direction. The air felt heavy, suffocating. Just as he neared the village, the laughter stopped. Silence. He dared to look back, but she was gone. Ali never spoke of that night. But from then on, he never traveled that road again. And years later, when another villager vanished without a trace in that same valley, the legend of the red-haired woman lived on. Yet the true horror was yet to be discovered. One stormy evening, a group of young villagers, skeptical of the legend, decided to test their courage. Armed with lanterns and knives, they ventured into the cursed valley, laughing at the warnings of the elders. They called out into the darkness, mocking the tale. Then the wind stopped. The air became thick, pressing against their chests. A whisper slithered through the silence, impossibly close to their ears. "You shouldn't have come." Their lanterns flickered and died. Panic set in. One of them screamed as something yanked him into the shadows. The others ran, but it was too late. One by one, their screams were swallowed by the night. By morning, only one returned, trembling, his hair shock white. He would not speak of what happened. His eyes, once bright with youth, were now dull, lifeless. And on the rock where the red-haired woman once sat, the villagers found something chilling, a single blood-stained scarf fluttering in the wind.